Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the world's first Trillionaire. That's right, ladies and gents. 12 zeros for the lucky pioneer to mine one of those massive rocks in space. That's the idea, anyway. That the first trillionaire to ever exist will be that of an asteroid miner. So, why so much bank from the galactic rock? Well, there are 3 types of asteroids that are worth mining: Class C, Class S, and Class M. Class C possesses loads of boring stuff like water, hydrogen, and phosphorus that could perhaps one day hold the key to colonizing in space and keep on the lifeline of human race beeping long after Earth has been rendered inhabitable. But Classes S and M are the money makers. Class S essentially has all of the precious metals you could ever ask for, including gold, silver, and platinum. Class M asteroids also hold loads of heavy metals like nickel and iron. An asteroid the size of 1 kilometer could contain upwards of 3 times the global production of nickel and iron ore. In fact, one of the larger asteroids named 16 Psyche is believed to have so much iron and nickel ore that it could satisfy the entire demand of nickel and iron for several million years. NASA estimates the asteroid belt to hold upwards of $700 quintillion worth of resources. 700 quintillion is 21 digits, by the way. That's about 100 billion for each person on Earth. A single platinum-rich asteroid could be worth around $3 trillion and hold more platinum than all of the resources on Earth. Blimey, that's a lot of platinum. So, you're probably imagining a typical rocket shooting into space, gunning straight for an asteroid, then Willis, Affleck, and Billy Bob Thornton hop out, mine the asteroid, and fly back to Earth. Well, that's one way of doing it, and not a method scientists dismiss, but another surprising way of going about the incredible task might seem like too much. Instead of bringing the resources from the asteroid back to Earth, some have proposed the bold idea of bringing the asteroids into Earth's orbit, via some sort of planetary tugboat, I presume. As dastardly as it sounds, this method would cut the cost of traveling back to the asteroid by a whole lot of cash. And more importantly, a whole lot of time. Similar to when you go and grab groceries, you park as close to the front door as possible. Just imagine you're parking your asteroid out front. So let's embrace this possibility for just a moment. Pretend that some genius astronaut miner pulls up next to Earth with an asteroid and you can see it in space from your front lawn. Well, it would be legal for you to build your own spaceship and go mine some precious metals for yourself. Luxembourg, the tiny, well-off European nation squished between Germany, Belgium, and France, has actually passed legislation that allows any resources obtained from space to be the legal right of the person that went and got it. This country has been a huge advocate for farming of asteroids and has publicly stated that their goal is to put into place an overall framework of exploration and commercial use of resources from celestial bodies, such as asteroids or from the moon. The company pretty much leading the charge in this new space race is Planetary Resources, a self-explanatory name. This company is a pioneering space company. It was founded by entrepreneurs Peter Diamandis and Eric Anderson. It's backed by Google veterans Larry Page and Eric Schmidt. Planetary Resources played a big role in getting Luxembourg on board and passing the law that makes it legal to mine space rock. The guys at Planetary Resources are quite ambitious, if you haven't already guessed. The main problem this company plans to solve is the problem of fuel. You see, when one wants to travel into the abyss of outer space, they must first understand that there are no gas stations between their destinations and the takeoff. So, in order to account for this, they have to take all of the fuel they need with them. This is perhaps the biggest obstacle in space travel. So much fuel is spent on just getting the rocket out of Earth's atmosphere. And the more fuel you have on board, the heavier your rig is, and the more fuel you'll need to get into the air. So you can see just how it snowballs into a colossal issue. Well, Planetary Resources plans to address this problem by essentially creating gas stations in space. Asteroids hold everything you need for jet fuel, and then some, so it's just a matter of creating the right means of creating and stationing this fuel. Once you have the wherewithal to create these stations close enough to Earth, then Bob's your uncle. But of course, the science that goes into getting to that point is well above my head and frankly, not going to be a reality anytime soon. Not only do they want to create stations for fuel, but also for water. Asteroids contain lots and lots of water. When you want to launch off of Earth, you want to weigh as little as possible, and water has always been something that has weighed down the rockets. Theoretically, planetary resources could get to the point where they could mine the water from asteroids and sell it to any passing spaceships from Russia, the US, or some road-tripping aliens. Essentially, this company is just going to be the outer space version of 7-Eleven. I just hope they have blue raspberry slushies. Those are my favorite. There are obviously many technical challenges that must be overcome to make mining these possible. As it stands, NASA aims to bring back a small grab sample from the surface of an asteroid that is about 60 to 2,000 grams in size. The cost of the mission? Well, approximately $1 billion. So, while it's not a super cost-effective task at the moment, I'm still pretty hopeful that one of us humans will find a way. Now, when we are dealing with large numbers like a trillion, it gets tricky to grasp how massive that number really is. So, in order to break it down for you and help you understand how much money $1 trillion really is, imagine someone makes $1 trillion a year. At $1 trillion a year, that's around $83,333,333,333 a month. That's about half of the richest man on the planet's total net worth in 1 month. In just 1 week, you would be getting around $19,230,769,230. That's about $2,739,726,027 a day. $114,155,251 an hour, $1,902,587 a minute. And every second, you would be making around $31,709. Man, I haven't used my calculator that much since primary school. That's a solid yearly salary being made every second if you make $1 trillion a year. So you can start to see why this new space race is all of the rage, despite how outlandish it seems. Jeff Bezos himself has expressed interest in the harvesting of space resources as well. It is known that Bezos has spent millions of retrieving detached space equipment from the Atlantic Ocean, and he has heavily invested in a company called Blue Origin. Blue Origin has a vision of someday colonizing on the moon. Both Bezos and Elon Musk have both embraced the possibility of colonizing on Mars. The key to mass human life outside of Earth could be found when utilizing the previously mentioned C-class asteroids that possess water, hydrogen, and phosphorus. These three resources are so pivotal for human survival that if used correctly, they could allow for a sustainable habitat millions of miles away from Earth. Both Bezos with Blue Origin and Musk with SpaceX have created reusable rockets that they can continue to use over and over, a concept that was unheard of in the early days of space travel. While the focus of these two billionaires tends to lean more towards tourism and getting everyday people a chance to see outer space for a reasonable price, it's possible that one of these two men could be trailblazers in the world of asteroid mining. Bezos has stated that if we can achieve life in outer space, then we can have a human race composed of trillions due to the seemingly infinite resources in our galaxy. He's also said that once you have 1 trillion human beings, you have about 1,000 Einsteins. It is believed that this exploration into space, whether it be for asteroid mining or just commercial flights to the moon, will be a snowball effect of innovation for years to come. So, do you think the world's first trillionaire will be an asteroid miner? Or perhaps it could be a Bitcoin investor that breaks the 13-digit mark? Or maybe Bezos will just keep doing his thing over at Amazon until he hits $1 trillion. In any case, I'll be here, keeping you updated on all things money related.